we're doing a tier list for the top Metroid power-ups from Metroid 4 Beyond. First up, we have Samus's base suit. This one's a pretty solid suit, I think. It's just basic. She's always been there, and it's served her all this time. I'm gonna put that in a solid B tier for just her normal, everyday suit. And her charge shot, I think also B tier. That's just her regular old charge shot. It's simple, effective weapon, bread and butter of Samus's fighting. So, you never go wrong falling back on Samus's charge shot. And her suit is just classic. Morph ball. All right, so this is the classic Samus ability where she turns into a ball. She's the chosen one. I feel like the aliens that choose her on the planets, it's specifically because her ball is perfectly sized to fit into their ventilation systems. It seems like they're always very conveniently, all the puzzles are ball oriented, all the ventilation systems are perfectly sized for Samus's ball form, which is not small. She's not tiny when she's a ball. She's like the size, slightly smaller than a normal human would be if they curled up into a ball. For that reason, I'm putting the ball in C tier. I feel like it's a classic Samus ability. You can't have Samus without it. You can't have Metroid without the ball. But if you just think about the ball in its sense of what the ball is and its usefulness, it's really not that useful, even though it's like her main thing. And then her scanning visor, that's a pretty essential thing that Samus does. That'll go in C tier as well. It's just not that interesting, although it is useful. Sometimes there's a little too much scanning in those games, in my opinion. So next up is her psychic visor. Psychic visor. This is her first new psychic ability in Beyond, and she can use a psychic visor to scan the Lemorn technology or the alien race and see like little invisible things. This is not different from a normal visor, except for very slightly different. It just lets her see things that she wouldn't normally be able to see, but that's really just contrived by the Lemorn. They're just invisible for the sake of being invisible, it seems like. I'm going to put that in the D tier. The psychic visor is a D tier upgrade. And then her psychic glove, which allows her to do telekinesis. This is a little better. It's kind of random. You can pick up your ball bombs with the telekinesis at some point. And you can kind of move little things around. They don't really use it very well in the game. If they use it better, it would be really good, but they really didn't use the psychic glove for a lot of interesting things that they could have. They could have made her really cool psychic, but they really didn't. They gave her very basic psychic abilities that barely even do anything. So I'm going to give that psychic glove, it's a D or a C. I think we're just going to give it a C tier. Samus's missile. That's the classic Samus weapon there. I'll just go ahead and give that the B tier. That's just bread and butter again. She always has the missile. A lot of these upgrades are just her normal upgrades, but they added the word psychic to the front. And then her psychic shot. And this psychic shot allows her to kind of navigate with the psychic thing. Like she can shoot the beam and kind of look around corners and stuff. And it's really slow. And it's really annoying to use, I feel like. You have to go into the visor to use it, charge your shot, shoot it, and then you kind of like go around and slows. It stops time, which is really cool, but it also stops as soon as it hits anything, and it's not really strong. It's more for navigation or for very specific things which are designed for it. So I think C tier for the psychic shot. It's just kind of slow and awkward. So next up is her psychic bomb. This is just the normal ball bomb, but you can remove it from her. She can remove it from her body while she shoots it, while she lays it like an egg, but it raises above her body. And then you can exit bomb mode, pick up the bomb you just dropped with your psychic glove, and then toss it into things. It's a very slow and randomly difficult process that shouldn't exist at all. So the morph ball bomb is already kind of mid, and this is the psychic bomb version of it, which the only difference is the annoying ball mechanic. I'm giving that an F. I don't even know why it's a thing. The psychic boots, that's an upgrade. Every Metroid game, I'm always welcome to have the psychic boots or the space boots. Gives you the space jump. So there's the double jump, which is great. Makes her so much faster. She's so slow without the space jump. And that also lets you go on the psychic platforms. And I'm going to give the psychic boots an A. It's an A for an upgrade. It's not anything new, but I just always really glad when we get the boots in the game because she's just so much better with it. Samus's teleporter chip is an upgrade in this game. It's very random. It just lets her teleport. It's an upgrade from one of the guys and just lets her teleport mech parts to the base. It's not even a real upgrade. It's just on every list for some reason because it's something you get. But it's not even a real upgrade to Samus's suit. It's just a thing that they made. So I'm not even going to count it as an upgrade because it really does nothing except for teleport mech parts to the base. All right, next up looks like we got the flame shot. Fire shot's always nice. Fire shot, when she gets it, burns enemies, so they die faster. And this is always great. They burn. A tier. Charge fire shot. The charge flame shot. This one is also an A tier. The Viola suit. This is her newest suit. It's the red and white suit that we see in everything. And the Viola suit is pretty cool. It's red and it's white. It looks cool. It's got a nice look. And you get the motorcycle. I don't think the motorcycle is like the best thing. And the motorcycle doesn't even seem like it should be part of the suit. It just seems like it's its own separate device. But you get the motorcycle with the Viola suit. So I'll give it an A tier. It just looks cool. And it's got the motorcycle, which is fine. The Psychic Lasso. This is not the grapple. The Psychic Lasso just pulls things. It doesn't allow Samus to pull up. So it just kind of breaks things more, just like the missile or the Psychic Bomb or the Charge Shot or many of the other things you already have. So it does the same thing. It's very redundant. It's just a lasso. Just pulls. It does not grapple. It does not carry Samus at all. The Psychic Lasso, I'm giving that like a D tier. It's just so redundant. There's so many things that already break things. Why do we need an in-between from the grapple? We don't need that. We just need the grapple. The grapple is always welcome. Swing off things. That's an A tier. Always like to get the grapple. The Viola IC suit now. This one is upgrade to the Viola suit. So now the motorcycle, the only difference is it's a new suit, but it looks exactly the same. I think more or less exactly the same. But the motorcycle can now float on lava, which is a very specific upgrade, very situation specific. It doesn't really come up a lot. I'll give that a C tier upgrade just because we already have the Viola suit. So the lava hover thing, if they found more uses for it than just lava, it would be better. But it's just not that useful in most situations. You just only in lava situations. So it should have more things it can do. The ice shot. This one's great as well. Freezes enemies. So ice shot and charge ice shot both are getting the A tier just because freezing enemies is so useful. But then the supercharge ice shot. I think ice shot just gets S tier. Ice shot gets S tier. Supercharge ice shot gets B tier. So I'm changing this. So there's a regular charge shot. The regular ice shot freezes the enemy. That's all we need it to do. It freezes the enemy, which is so useful. And then you can shoot him with the missile. So that's an S tier because it's just really strong and it's useful all the way to the end of the game. Then the charge ice shot It doesn't really add a lot of extra benefit, so I'm giving that a B tier. It's just a little bit stronger than the ice shot. But then the super ice shot will be an A tier upgrade. Now the ice shot, when you charge it up and shoot it, it will fire balls that bounce around and hit other enemies, which is useful, but it's hard to control. So I'll give that an A tier for usefulness. And over here we have actually the super fire shot. I was looking for that. Here it is, the super fire shot, which is the supercharged fire shot where you charge up the fire shot. Now it does a big like flamethrower blast. Also A. Just the fire shots are just the stronger the better. The more fire the better, I think. They're all A. The boost ball. Same as boosts around. I love the boost ball. I really enjoy boosting around. A tier. When you get in ball form, boost around. It also does little things. They have little puzzles that the boost ball can do. That's an A tier upgrade. Just anything that makes Samus go faster, I give it an A. Spider ball. I give the spider ball an A tier upgrade just because the spider ball is fun to use. They have some fun spider ball tracks. But the power ball, the psychic power ball, which does a giant explosion from Samus's ball form, and it's just a stronger power bomb. It's a C tier because it's just another thing that makes things go blast better. And they just keep doing that over and over. And it's in ball form, which means it's not even that useful. Compared to the super missile, I would give a B tier because it's a stronger missile. The missile's already useful. The super missile is more useful. And you use it a lot. You can use it quite a lot in battle. It's not amazing, though. Honestly, sometimes it's better just to use the charge shot than to use a super missile, I found. So it's kind of, your mileage may vary with it. Thunder shot. This electrocutes enemies when it hits them. And it also does a little chain lightning thing. That's an A. Especially good against the robots. Some of them. Can decommission them a little bit. That's always welcome. So the Thunder Shot is an A tier. The Charge Thunder Shot does a little bit more, but it's not. It's kind of mid in terms of powering up from the regular Charge Shot. So that's a B tier. But then the Supercharged Thunder Shot, that is getting an S tier. That is great. I mix some of these around, but the Supercharged Thunder Shot is great. She's a giant electric beam, and it just keeps shooting for a really long time. And it just fries everything around it, and it can switch between targets, just like continuous lightning. It's great. The Charged Thunder Shot, S tier, upgrade for Samus. So the Viola suit here, this is the white and black suit that you get in the end. Not the Viola suit, the Legacy suit that you get in the very end. White and black. And the Legacy suit, I will give an S tier. It gives you invulnerability for a little bit, and it looks hella badass. So the Legacy suit that you get at the very end is S tier. Wish we had it for the whole game or most of the game. Looks better than the Viola suit. So those are my ranks for Samus's upgrades in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. But let me know what you thought down in the comments. Where would you rank things? And make sure to follow the channel, and I'll see you next time.